Hello there, my name is Logan, but you can call me Copycat99, and today I'm going to go over my take on Thrawn4 Yellow Force. Thrawn, I feel like this list has been making its rounds, it's been top 8ing some PQs, but I immediately became interested in it when my teammate took it to a top 8 at the Wichita PQ. He lost to Native Alt, unfortunately, and hard control's pretty miserable on this list, but that's fine. We're still testing ways to figure that out. But I've been playing it ever since, and I think it's really strong, and I think it has a place in the current meta. So let's get into it. Start off, we've got 3 Owen Lars. He's not the best card in the deck, but he is so strong. Like, being able to Krennic Owen Lars turn 1 is just, it's pure dopamine. Like, it's so addicting. And it's so good against the vast majority of the matchups. Like, you can now sack the Owen Lars to Power the Dark Side if they're a control deck, and then trigger it again with Thrawn. And it's like, you played Power the Dark Side, and I got to draw 2 cards. He's got Restore to help against the aggro matchups. Like, he's just an all-star. He's so much value for a 1-cost card. Speaking of Krennic, 3-director Krennic. We're playing Thrawn. We're obviously playing a lot of when defeated abilities. So Krennic is just, like, insane reduction. Being able to play Krennic and then play 2/2s on turn 2 happens sometimes. Being able to play Krennic and Owen Lars turn 1 is one of the strongest plays in the deck. Being able to play Krennic on 2, play whatever on 3, play Legacy on Run on 4, and play Chimera on 5, and wipe your opponent's board on 5 resources is just insane. Like, he is just so powerful, and he's like a kill on sight for your opponent, which is good because then they are killing you. And then, we are opting for the Force Space right now. I feel like the Force Space is the best build of the deck currently. It gives you the highest card quality at every point in the curve. So, of course, we're playing 3 Carries. Carries is just a 2-cost 2/4 Force unit. Like, you can stop raiding there and she'd be playable. I think I've said that before. But she also has this powerful when defeated ability. And importantly, having a when defeated ability lets her get reduced by Krennic, which is awesome, even if she isn't dying because she's a 2/4. And yeah, this -2, -2 shrink comes up often. Like, she can trade with 4/4s. She can attack into a leader, shrink it down, and then you can finish it off. I've Chimera'd this multiple times already in testing to be able to kill a Phantom or a 7 Fleet Defender or a damaged unit, like, which comes up, which is funny. So she's just an all-around great card. And we've got 3 Night Sister Warrior. Again, I think Legacy Run is the best card in the deck, but there's a lot of competition for, like, the second best slot. Night Sister Warrior is just great. 2-cost 2/2 Force unit, so we can gain our Force off of our base. And when defeated, draw a card, usually throw on it, and draw 2 cards. Like, it's insane. They're left with a lose-lose. Like, they either kill it, and then you don't get your Force, but you get to draw 2 cards, and then you probably draw into a Force unit and get your Force anyway. Or they don't kill it, and you get your Force, and you just start playing these crazy super above rate cards because you have the Force. And again, it's a 2-drop with 1 defeated ability, so you can reduce it with Krennic and double spell on your second turn if you want. And then, like, when it dies, it refunds your double spell. You actually end up a card because you double it, which is just absolutely crazy. It's really, really good. Then we got 3 Onyx Squadron Brute. I like to respect space quite a bit. There's a lot of space aggro running around, and Onyx Squadron Brute is just great against them. When it dies, you heal 2, and it's a 2/3. Can't really complain. And again, another 2-drop with a 1 defeated ability, so Krennic can let you double spell. All of the 2-drops that aren't Krennic have 1 defeated abilities, so if you don't draw a 3-drop and you want to play double 2-drop, you have that optionality, which is nice. It's also, Onyx Squadron Brute is also great at soaking indirect versus Boba Data Vault, and then sometimes you, like, soak 3 indirect on it, sack it, and then heal 4. And it's like, then it healed 7 essentially against Boba Data Vault, which is kind of insane. So yeah, Onyx Squadron Brute, it's been working pretty well. If you don't have a lot of space in your meta, you can totally play Secretive Sage. You can play Deceptive Shade. Like, there's some other options, but I've been really liking the Onyx Squadron Brute. And we got 3 Shin Hati. Having a place to play Shin Hati where Force Tag matters is so nice. This card is so sick. 4/2 hidden shielded. She is getting, unless your opponent is a blue villain deck with all these shrink effects, she's getting an attack off to get you your force, and she's probably hitting your opponent in the face for 4, which is really, really good. Obviously, she gains us our force. She's a force unit you can draw her off of Owen Lars. Like, she's really good. It's a really simplistic card, you know, just hidden shielded, but it's deceptively good at how well those keywords line up and make it where she gets attacks off and can either pressure your opponent or kill your opponent's stuff. We got 3 P38. This card is just really silly when you can double it with Thrawn. You can, like, I've attacked into their space unit. It trades with the P38, and then you shoot one of their other space units for 2, and it kills it. Or I've attacked into a space unit, or I've attacked into a Falcon, pinged it to death, tapped it to finish off their Han Leader 2. Like, it's really crazy how much value this card gets when you can double trigger it. The reduction with Krennic doesn't often come up, but that is a thing that happens sometimes in the mid game. And again, like, you just need some number of space presence to deal with these space aggro decks. Next up is 3 Darth Tyrannus. He's just one of the best force payoffs in the game. 4/3 shielded ambush. You can ambush before the shielded if your opponent's got a 2 or less health unit on play. You can send your Night Sister Warrior into something, gain the force, draw 2 cards, Tyrannus to finish it off, get a full health 4/3. Sometimes you just play him as a 4-cost 4/3 shielded with no ambush if you don't have the force. And again, shielded units are really great at guaranteeing you attack and get the force for next turn. So he's just all around great card. And we've got 3 Talzin's Assassin. Similarly, he's just really insane force payoff. Being able to weaken your opponent's unit so you can finish it off with one of your units in play. One of the strongest plays in the deck is Sheehan Flurry, Talzin's Assassin. So you get to shrink, let's say their leader, they just flipped Han. You get to shrink their Han, so now it becomes a 1/3, and then you get to ambush Talzin's Assassin with a -2 damage effect applied on it. So it takes 0 and wipes out their leader, and you go force neutral. You spend it on play, but you gain it when you ambush. Like, it's just, that's so nuts. Like, it's basically mini Vader with ambush. You kill their leader and get a full health unit. Sure, it costs 2 cards, but this deck draws a ludicrous amount of cards if it gets its engine going. So you don't really care. Like, the downsides on the card disadvantage that Sheehan Flurry normally gives you just doesn't apply in this deck. Now we've got 3 Legacy Run. This is the best card in the deck. Being able to play this on 5 or potentially 4 with a Krennic in play, and, like, it's a one-sided board wipe. You double trigger it, you do 12 damage to fighters you choose among your opponent's units. Like, unless they have an insane amount of health, it's killing almost everything on your opponent's board. And you can Chimera it on curve. Like, it is just really the thing that makes Thrawn Yellow tick, in my opinion. And what's more to say? That's enough. Like, it's just a really nuts card. And we've got 3 Anakin. I've been flip-flopping between Anakin and Vader. I think there are pros and cons to both, and if you want to play Vaders in this slot, absolutely play Vaders in this slot. I just like Vader's completely dead into space matchups, which is definitely a con. He's just, I mean, you can play him and shield one of their space units and then attack next turn, or you can, like, sneak attack him, but, like, that wasn't impressing me in testing. Anakin usually kills a space unit, which is nice, but Sheehan Vader has a higher ceiling than Sheehan Anakin, so I totally understand if you offer that route. If you have a more ground-heavy meta or whatever, I like that Anakin's balanced and is good against ground and space. And on most board states, he does kind of a Vader impression with Sheehan Flurry, being able to kill 2 things. And then next up, we've got 3 Chimera. Obviously, it's really good to be able to trigger Legacy Run. That's the primary purpose of the card in the deck. But it also, like, sometimes you trigger an Owen Lars or a Night Sister Warrior, and you get to Thrawn the Chimera when you Chimera and use the ability, you can Thrawn it again, and it is using the ability. So you get to, like, sometimes I just play a Chimera to draw 2 cards since I have a Night Sister Warrior in play, or ping something for 2 because I have a P38 in play. Obviously, the nuts is Night's Legacy Run, but I think I've said that enough. So it's just great, and the when defeated ability to make 2 TIE Fighters in slower matchups is really crazy. If they don't know Glory it, they kill it, you make 4 TIE Fighters. And then, like, you never sack anything relevant to power the dark side ever again. You just sack TIE Fighters. And I'm about to put the Sun on the table, but the Sun makes the TIE Fighters do actual damage, which is, it's a really crazy combo to be able to, like, they kill your Chimera, you make 4 TIE Fighters, the next turn, you play the Sun, you hit them for 12 with these TIE Fighters that you just made randomly. So that's a really strong combo in the deck. Apparently it's on enough units. Here, can we just fit the Sun in the middle? There we go. 3 the Sun. The Sun is really nuts. I underestimated this card until I started testing this deck seriously, and again, it's one of those cards that are tied for second best card in the deck. Like, it turns all your dinky force units, like your Carices, your Night Sister Warriors, your Krennics, like they're just really small. They're not threatening. They don't push much damage. And all of a sudden you play the Sun, and it's like +6 damage. And you just, like, all your dudes are actually relevant, and you're threatening your opponent. And, when you have the 4 season 8/8, 7 cost 8/8 is just, like, huge. He doesn't die to Quinlan Ping plus Han. Like, 8 health is amazing if they don't have hard removal. And one of the best plays in the deck is sneak attack him. If you sneak attack him, he's a 6 cost 8/8 that anthems your whole board. So I've had games against slower decks where I just dirtle and build up a board of like Owen Lars and Night Sister Warrior and Onyx Squadron Brute. And it's like, my opponent's not going to spend resources to kill these cards. They like do nothing. Half of them have beneficial when defeated abilities. And then they tap out for, I don't know, a home one or whatever, some bomb. And I just sneak attack the Sun and deal like 20 damage out of nowhere because they weren't killing my dinky dudes because it's not good for them. Like, it is just, he's the primary way you close out the game. And he enables you to close out the game a lot faster than most people will expect. Like, this is kind of a slow, grindy deck most of the time. And being able to just, like, push an insane amount of damage is unexpected, which is really nice. And he's one of the primary ways to close out the game in a deck that otherwise kind of struggled to do it in my testing. So, like, initially he was at 2, and I'm like, no, I'm bumping this card up to 3. I need to be able to sneak attack this every game. I want to be able to resource mod if I draw one early. So, yeah, he's just really, really good. So that's all for the units. Next up, we've got events. 3, Xian Flurry. Xian Flurry Assassin kills leaders. Xian Flurry the Sun kills, like, everything. Those are the primary 2 interactions with the deck. Oh, Xian Flurry Anakin does a Vader impression and kills 2 things. So, like, it's really great. And you draw so many cards, you don't care about having to spend an extra card to give one of your units ambush. Then 3, Sneak Attack. Similarly, this is an insanely powerful effect. Being able to sneak a unit, hit your opponent with that unit, and then get their when defeated ability, even if they weren't going to try and kill it. Like, Sneak Legacy Run comes up a lot if your opponent has no space, so you can wipe your opponent's ground. Finding ways to kill your own Legacy Run is really important in this deck. Like, I Talzin's Assassin my own Legacy Run to wipe my opponent's board all the time. Like, that's not something you think would be a good play, killing your own unit with your Talzin's Assassin, but when it kills everything on your opponent's board, it feels a lot better. But yeah, Sneak Legacy Run, Sneak the Sun to just kill your opponent, Sneak Chimera to hit him for 5 or kill a space unit to make 4 TIE Fighters. Just all really great. The only downside to Sneak is it happens at the very start of the regroup phase. So you have to be careful with how you apply Sneak depending on if your Thrawn leader is exhausted. Because if your Thrawn leader is exhausted going into the regroup phase, Sneak Attack kills the unit you Sneak Attack before Thrawn readies. So you don't get to double trigger it if you're not careful. Which is kind of lame. But if he's deployed, you're fine. You can double trigger it when it kills on Sneak, even if you used it the last round. But yeah, be careful with using it on his front side. You want to be careful that he's not exhausted if you really need to double trigger the Legacy Run after you sneak it or something. And it's another thing is you have to be careful about putting your Thrawn into range of your opponent being able to kill it to make him come back exhausted if you need that sneak attack value. But the ceiling on this card is just absolutely bonkers, and it synergizes so well with one defeated units. So it's obviously 3F. Then 3 Power of the Dark Side and 3 No Glory. I've talked to death about these cards at this point. We're playing Blue Villain. We're playing the removal suite. No Glory is even more insane than Thrawn. I've stolen Ruthless Raiders and double triggered them. I've stolen Obi-Wans and double triggered them. Like, it's just, it's like, it's Vanquish. We need hard removal anyway. And we're playing Thrawn, so you get a steal and win defeat ability and trigger it twice. It's just so crazy. And Power of the Dark Side is obviously... This card's undercosted. Like, it's just really, really nuts removal. I'm going to be sad when it rotates, because they're not printing removal this efficient ever again. They underestimated how powerful being able to just, like, oh yeah, I don't want your turn 2 play to... Or your turn 1 play to live. Or you only have a leader in play? Alright, it's dead for 3 resources. Like, it's just... It's so good. Obviously, we're playing 3. So that's all the cards in the deck. Like I said, I've been really enjoying this deck and testing. It's a super fun deck to play, and it does some really unorthodox things sometimes. Like, sometimes you sneak attack Towson's Assassin, your opponent dies out of nowhere, or sometimes you Towson's Assassin to kill your own units to gain when defeated value. Like, there's just so many weird quirky lines that it's really hard to play around everything. So yeah, I think that's all I've got for this video. If you like this kind of content, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. It helps me out, it helps grow the channel, and it makes YouTube like me more. I'll see you in the next video.